Greetings everybody, welcome to 2009. It's Paul from Wicked Sounds Entertainments with you back again to do another product review. Yep, I've been buying equipment again. This time it's a pair of UHF microphones to add to my collection of UHF microphones, which I've been using with the setup for the karaoke. I eventually chose to go with this. This is the Citronic MP216UHF microphone set. Yep, there's two of them. Big box for a pair of microphones, you may think. Well, there is a reason for that. Well, I took some advice and I decided to go with these because of the build and specification. They were recommended to me by Mike at Phase 1 in Darlington. So thanks very much, Mike. Your recommendation has turned out to be great, as hopefully this review will show. So what do you get for your money? They're not particularly cheap. There are cheap ones on the market, but they're not expensive where UHF microphones go. They sit around about mid-range. The set itself costs around about £200. If you shop around you will get it around about £200 somewhere, and other places a little bit higher. So what do you get in the box? I did say it was a big box. Well, this is the first thing that you notice when you open the box. A nice aluminium flight case. Yeah, everything comes in this great flight case, and it's really well made. It's not the strongest on the market, but for what it does, it's ideal. So what do you get? Well, you get a power supply. You get a short jack cable, unbalanced jack cable with it. What else do you get? You get a pair of microphone aerials. You get the two microphones, of course, and of course you get the main control box. The receiver, if you like. And there we go, there is the receiver. I'll give a bit of a close shot up there for you. There was branded Citronic, and a couple of LCD backlit displays, along with the channel select, because these are multi-channel microphones. They have 16 channels to choose from. So you've got the channel select up and down buttons here, and a volume control, gain control for each of the two channels. Okay, I'll get that close for you. Okay, so there you go. I'm not going to be plugging this in to show you the LCD display, but briefly it shows you on there the frequency, the channel number, and also a receive signal as well. So when you've got the microphone switched on, it shows you a receive signal. It's a 19-inch rack, comes with the ears on. They are permanently attached, so you can't take them off. On earlier versions you were able to take them off, but on this one it's fastened on. But it is for rack mounting, which I would imagine most people will be actually doing. Don't forget, because of the flight case, you could actually still use it out of a rack and use the case to store it in while you're moving around. So that is why the case is a fantastic idea. And let's have a look on the back this time. Okay, so we have on the back, we have a pair of aerials. These are nice and sturdy. They are spring loaded, so they pop into position. You can rotate them around nicely, and they have a ratchet feel in there as well. These are not going to fall off. They're not going to break easily. So nice aerials. I've seen much flimsier ones, and I've also seen the car aerial types, you know, the extendable ones. Don't like them at all, but these are really nice. So move those out of the way so we can see the inputs. We have a pair of balanced XLR inputs, and we also have a single mixed, output should I say. We have a pair of balanced XLR outputs, and we also have a single mixed jack output as well. And also on there is the power input for the transformer. But it's a nice steel construction, very sturdy. As I say, get it into a rack and you're not going to have to worry about that ever again. The only downside of these things is the aerials are on the back. So yeah, the aerials are going to be inside a rack. So when you're mounting it, try not to mount it too close to anything that's going to give out a fairly strong magnetic signal or electrical signal. Otherwise you might get some interference. It might reduce the actual distance. You can use the microphones away from the receiver. Obviously, if you can get a short rack unit, then that will fit in nicely, and the aerials will then pop out the back. But I've actually got it into one of the ABS moulding cases, one of the old with a rack on the top and rack mounts on the bottom, and I've used it with that, and it's not been any problems. Right, on to what I consider one of the most important parts of it, the microphones themselves. When I was looking around for a replacement mic set, I wanted something that was going to be very sturdy, because these are going to be used for karaoke use predominantly. So I need something that's going to be nice and sturdy for the customers to be able to use. And I also like a good feeling microphone as well. I've seen quite a lot which have plastic bodies, and the handling noise that gets back to the receiver and therefore is amplified is horrendous. In fact, sometimes the handling noise is louder than the person singing, which obviously you don't really want. So I was looking for something with a metal body which would reduce the amount of handling noise being picked up by the element. These are heavy, and they are made from turned aluminium inside. Also on the outside, I don't know, you won't be able to see, but the coating on the outside is one of these rubber coatings, so they actually feel really good in the hand, and they are just a lovely microphone. Really nice. As usual, inside is the battery compartment. You just unscrew it and slide it out, and there is the battery compartment inside. Now you might not be able to see that, so what I'll do is I'll just quickly pop out the battery. 9-volt battery with these square things, and the battery compartment is there. Now what I like about this is not only does it have the connectors, but there's a spring at the opposite side. So to load it in, you pop it in under the spring, get it the right way around, push it down, and there's a hole on the other side so you can grab both sides, and then you push it upwards to the connectors. I'm going to align this properly, put it in the right way around, Paul, and push it up to the connectors, and it clips in, and the spring then holds it into place. That's not going to rattle either. All you do then, just screw it straight back down, and there we go, it's loaded. Now the only thing is with the 9-volt batteries, they don't have a great life. They last around about 6 hours of continuous use, that's what they say. I use rechargeables because the 9 volts are not particularly cheap if you're using alkaline disposable batteries. Use rechargeables. You might reduce the amount of life for usage, but it extends the money in the pocket, if you know what I mean, with a rechargeable battery. Invest in rechargeables when you get these. You do get a pair of batteries with them, and I made a mistake of leaving the microphone switched on overnight, and of course they were dead. There we go. So how do you operate the microphone? Well, on the end you can see it's a rather strange shape. It's not rounded off at the bottom, but there on the side is the power button, and it's just a touch on, touch off power button. Just touch it on, touch it off. Okay, and it's not going to get knocked off by the customer. They have to physically go hunt for it, and because it's nice and small, it's unlikely they're going to turn it off in use. Now if we twist it round, there is the LCD display on the microphone, and that is used for tuning the microphone to the same frequency and channel that you've got set on your receiver. So let's turn that on and see if we can actually show how it looks on there. There we go. I think you can see it. There we go. You probably can't read it, but there we go. There's a display. It shows you the channel number, the frequency. It also shows you the amount of battery life that's remaining. What else does it show you on there? Yeah, that's it. Those three things. The channel, the frequency, and the remaining battery life. Now, these have been used already for a karaoke show, and I've not recharged the batteries, and these are still showing full. And both have had a full night's use, so it looks like they actually do give quite a bit of life in the battery. So what's it like quality wise when using? Well, it's very good indeed actually. A nice clear vocal comes through, a full range vocal as well. Sometimes these microphones on the mid and lower end of the market can sound a little muffled, a little bassy. But this doesn't. I'm very impressed with it. So much so that I'm actually considering getting another set to replace my AKGs. The AKGs have been in use for quite a few years and tend to show the age. So I'm seriously contemplating getting another pair. So for the money, I'm very impressed. Hey, Citronic, well done. Mike at Phase 1, thank you very much. You've come up trumps again. Well, that's it for this review. I hope it's been of use to you. Thanks for tuning in. Come back and see us next time, see more reviews of some more products. 2009, I'm going to be buying a few more things. So, a couple of things to say before I leave. First of all, no to dump music. Secondly, practice and enjoy.